we told the machine this is what an elbow looks like or a shoulder looks like, and then based on that, the system was learning what that looks like, right? If you think about it, right? Like for instance, if I were to think of my shoulder, it will start inferring that in the infrared reflection there is something on this side, but there is never anything above that point, for instance. And it realized that, and then it learned what shoulders look like, right? Obviously, it's more complicated as people are moving and so forth, but it's able to identify those patterns. So the first step to democratize advanced analytics, to make machine learning and artificial intelligence available to you, is to create tools that make it possible for you to create any kind of model, right? And there are several tools to do that we offered you. Actually, the Azure Machine Learning Studio is one of them. We bought a company, Revolution Analytics, and now we have a Microsoft R server. R is the language, R and Python are actually languages that statisticians and data scientists use. So for instance, that's an on-premise solution that can allow you to build R models at scale, right? So these are just some examples, and then now in SQL also you can train models as well in SQL Server, right? And but I'm going to just show you an example of what the Machine Learning Studio looks like. If we have time at the end, I believe we end at 8:30. We'll see how we're doing with time. We may actually build a model from scratch. It will take about 5 minutes. But for now, I'm going to move very quickly through this because I want to get to cognitive services. So in the case of the Azure Machine Learning Studio, it's a drag and drop interface, right? Make it as easy as possible once again. You can take some data and then you can do manipulations with the data, for instance, splitting the data so that you can train a model and then evaluate the quality of the model, right? Now, for somebody just coming to this for the first time, you will be like, why are you splitting your data? Why are you evaluating, right? So there are some data science concepts that you still need to learn as a developer, but it's not rocket science. And if we have time, I hope we do, we can build something from scratch and go step by step. But if you want to build, like let's say after I talked about the cognitive services, you're like, well, yes, I would like to create a model, but it's not any of the ones that you talked about. Then we may have to go down to this level so that you can build your own completely custom model, right? So we give you the tools to do that. That's the main point. Now, I told you in the past that I was working with a set of data scientists to create models. So the beauty of this is that this system allows you to train in the cloud, right? So there is a run button, and as I press it, magic happens, you know, like all kinds of machines get initialized and training occurs, and I don't have to worry about it, right? But my favorite part is the next step, which is this button that is called Set Up Web Service. Because it's in the cloud, now once I have a model, let's say I create a predictive model to decide whether a given customer is going to not do business with me next month, then I can actually put it in production. And that button will create a RESTful endpoint that I can call from any connected device, right? So I can call a RESTful endpoint from my phone, and as somebody is coming in and say, okay, he's likely to not do business with me next month, and I can actually maybe give him a discount or talk to him and see why he may be likely to not do business with me. Okay, so that's beautiful. And the contrast with data scientists, they do machine learning models in Python or R, and then putting it in production, it's a pain, right? Those are not operationalization languages or productization languages like C# or C++ or Java, right? Okay, so now let's get to the meat of it. Sometimes people say, oh, that's nice that you have this machine learning studio, but look, I am not a data scientist. I sell shoes, or maybe I am a security company. I just need you to understand handwriting, or I just need you to predict what product somebody is likely to want to buy from me, right? Just solve my problem. Don't ask me to learn data science. And that's where cognitive services come in. So what are cognitive services? They are completed services. Think of it as prepackaged models that we have created at Microsoft. Once again, you don't have to be a data scientist to use them. They span several capabilities: vision capabilities, speech capabilities, language, search, a lot of Bing-related stuff that uses machine learning under the hood. Knowledge, we just put everything else that didn't fit into any of the other sensors there, to be honest, but they're all good. So to be more specific, these are the cognitive services, and the best way to explain them is to actually use them. So you can see, several of these capabilities, and we'll highlight a few of these just to talk about them, and I'll show you where you can go to learn more about each of these individual ones. So let's start with a demo. So I need 2 volunteers, a man and a woman, please. I see a woman, not too many women. Please, maybe the man next to her. Why don't you 2 both come? I promise this won't hurt. It's good. You learn by doing, I heard. So, okay, so let me restart this up. Come on over there. So what I need you to do is get in front of my screen here, and I'm going to paint the picture for you. Okay, so what's happening is, and don't get mad at me because I'm going to use all kinds of stereotypes as just part of the. So you are entering a mall, let's say, and today when I go to the mall with my child, we see all kinds of displays and ads, and today they have no context about who is looking at them, right? So if I am in front of it with my son, he loves Legos, for instance, at the mall, right? And then we look at an ad and it shows him Victoria's Secret or something like that, which he's not interested in that. So what if it shows him Legos instead, right? Wouldn't that be nice? So, okay, so come on over. What's your name? Alex, thank you. Come on over. And so let's see, you're a little far away from my camera. So, okay, thank you. Let me try again. May I get closer a little bit? Let's try again. Okay. Oh, what happened?
Got a subscription key.
Sorry. Let me. Could this just happen that right when I? Whoa. Oh, sorry. I think I know what happened. Sorry. Can we close this? Or I think I picked the wrong version of my app. Let me try again. Okay, this looks better. Okay, Alex, come on over. So Alex is in the mall, she's just walking. Okay, she looks 29, and there happens to be a spa retreat that is there in the mall, and then she can go and enjoy her time there. Now, if you come on over. What's your name? What? Vladimir. Vladimir? Okay, perfect, Vladimir. So Vladimir comes, and then he's later on there. And Vladimir, because he loves, manly stuff, then it shows him the latest cordless power drill kit from Northwind Traders. Okay, perfect. Now, let's say you're going together, and I'm going to give you my daughter. You can borrow her. Come on over, you're a family. Okay, so get closer. Okay, very nice. So we have beautiful family. And now, because it's Sisa, very nice. Thank you. You can sit. So now it seems, I guess the age detection of my daughter wasn't quite right, but it's a very blurry image. But it still identified a child there, and therefore it, provided this beautiful adventure playground. They can afford it, and the child is going to put the pressure so that they buy it. So it's going to be perfect, right? Now, what if the system could not only understand what it sees? What if it had more context than what it sees? So we have the $2,000 play area here, and I'm gonna as I click this button, I'm gonna use the speech API so that it starts hearing what I say. It's too expensive. Okay, so it was able to transcribe what I said in words, right? And in this case, I just programmed it. So if the keyword expensive is found, then it does something about it, right? Which gives me the mini playground for $599. It actually did one more thing. It actually did sentiment analysis to see how happy I was with this, and it's too expensive. It's not a positive sentence, right? It's actually it's bad, right? So it's only 1% happiness here. But this whole thing is very contrived and it's silly, right? People don't go and talk to monitors or kiosks. What they do is that, they react to the offer. So I'm going to press another button here, and as I smile or show a sad face, I want you to see the happy meter. So I'm not really happy right now. Come on. Yeah, so you see it's like 30%. I guess I am naturally happy. So okay. So if I smile, you see 100%. Pure frustration, right? So now it can even identify the actual emotion. So I'm going to go even one more level up. So you can see it says happiness, happiness, happiness. Neutral. Surprise, anger. Okay, very good. All right, so that's the extent of funny faces on me. So you can see how it's pretty cool, right? Like by having some of these capabilities, the system is able to understand what is going on. It's able to understand context. And the most beautiful thing is that building this application is actually pretty true. Pretty much, let's say I wanted to understand who is in an image, right? I just send the image to the service, and then it returns back, and it tells me at position X, Y, there is a man in his 40s, and at position X, Y, there is a woman, she looks 30 or whatever, and then I can do something about it, right? So that's kind of fun. I don't have to be a data scientist or an artificial intelligence expert to do that. So now let's talk about what happens under the hood. How can you build something like that? Sorry, there was a question back there.
Before we leave this particular example,
tell me.
How legal is this?
How legal? No, that's a fair question, and it's actually a point of a lot of debate, right? It really depends, right? Like the legality has to do with the loss of the particular location, right? So for instance,
like in the mall.
Yeah. So no, let's be clear. So for instance, in Europe, there is a thing called GDPR that is starting next year. There is a set of regulations that say that anything that is private, like that is private data, right? Like that I can identify a particular person, it belongs to that person. So maybe your image in this case is private data, right? And I cannot take it unless I have your permission, right? So, and the moment that you tell me that I have to remove the data from my system, I should be able to do it, right? The laws in the United States are different, right? Now, we should be cognizant of that, right? We should respect privacy and we should abide by the laws, right? Of the land, wherever we are, right? In some places, a notification like you're being filmed, right? May be sufficient. In other places, even that is not sufficient. So I guess it depends, right?
Yeah, but basically it's all in the cloud now. I mean, it's not absolutely clear.
No. I mean, I think it's clear where the data is, and it's clear who is in charge of making sure that you follow the rules. In this case, I'm giving you a knife, literally, right? I'm giving you a lot of power, right? But you have to use it correctly. Certainly you could use it incorrectly, right? So. Yeah, I mean, I think there is certain responsibility we as the developer community have to use this technology appropriately. Okay, so very good question. I really appreciate it. So where were we? How do we use these cognitive services, right? So let's actually start with a simple one. So I'm gonna actually go to my where is it called? And what I did is I am going to Azure, and Once I am there, I'm going to actually start from scratch. I'm going to pretend I don't have a service just to show you kind of the steps to sign up for a new service. Once you have an Azure account, you can go to AI and cognitive services, and you can see all the different cognitive services. Actually, it doesn't even have space for all of them, so I have to say see all. And let's say I wanted to sign up for text analytics, right? So I say, okay, let's sign up for text analytics, and it explains what it is, blah, blah, blah. I can read all the documentation, and then I want to create one. And then there you can sign up. I actually already have a free tier that I have subscribed for, but you can subscribe for a free tier. And so once you have a free tier, it doesn't allow you to subscribe for another free tier, otherwise no one will ever pay for the paid ones. You know, let's say I can select 100,000 transactions for 30 days, and you can see the pricing there. I think that's $75 or so. Tell the resource group what I wanted, and then I can click the create button to actually create it. Once I have it, I'm not gonna create one because I already have one. It will give you an API key that you can consume to make requests for the service, right? And we can go to the actual cognitive services page. So Microsoft.com/cognitive will take you there. And in this case, we're talking about the text analytics API. And by the way, in all of the APIs, there is usually let me actually open magnifier. Okay, here it is. In the APIs, sorry, too much going on in this. Okay, so in the APIs, there is usually a demo that you can play with just to understand what the cognitive service does. In this case, it does sentiment analysis, so I can try it. I can say something really sad, like, I don't know, my cat died yesterday. I am crying myself to sleep in the bathroom. Okay, so I misspelled bathroom, but it should still be okay. It's pretty sad anyway. So I can click on that. I click analyze, and then you can see my sentiment went down to 1%. And it actually identifies what I am talking about, something about the cat and the bathroom, and yeah, it works. So that's good. And so let's say I want to use this API. So for each of the APIs, you can see the documentation, and you can actually click on the API section, and it will actually tell you about the capabilities of the cognitive service. In this case, it's the detection of languages, detection of topics, key phrases, sentiment analysis, the operation statuses here for the topic detection. So let's say I wanted to do sentiment analysis. There is an open API testing console button here, and I could actually enter my key that I just got here. And it will show you what the request is, right? And the value of the request. So I could say like the language. I don't have to pass language, but I could pass English, for instance. English. The ID is ID1. It allows you to pass many elements in one single request. And I could say my cat died, blah blah blah. And then I could actually test it, right? And send the request. You can actually see the format of the request. Because I didn't actually paste the API key, it won't actually work, but you can see the actual request right here. So it's just a RESTful API, right? It's a post request. So very, very simple to consume from any of your applications. Since you love C#, we actually have a .NET SDK as well that you can consume, but the other thing that is nice, sorry. I was going to say that we have the Swagger API. So we have the API definition as well, and you can download the Swagger. And you can do that with each of the APIs. So if you want to use AutoRest to generate the SDK of your favorite language, you can as well. Yes?
Should these APIs available on the cloud or?
Yeah. So the question is whether the APIs are available in the cloud, and then I guess what you mean is like, are they also available like not in the cloud, right?
And how much is open source also?
Yeah. So they are not open source, and they are in the cloud. Yeah. So that's what they are today. Cognitive services are in the cloud. Yeah, but it's a fair question. I think most systems are embedded, but there are some situations where maybe you don't want to incur the latency to have the best experience. So you may want to have something on premise. The solution for on premises right now is like Microsoft R Server for the enterprise, but it does not have the cognitive services capabilities. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, in the previous case, you provided perfect illegal example of use of API. Now, for example, this text service, can you bring it into context? So it returns to me key phrases, some terms.
Okay, so let me explain how you may want to use something like this.
Yeah, I'm just going to.
How to connect this to a real use case. To do that, let me actually bring up a quick example.
I'll give you a good use case. For CodeCamp, we have 66 sessions, and people submit descriptions of the sessions, and I need to classify them in about 10 tracks. It would be cool if I could just do text analysis and say, okay, this is an IoT track, this is a cloud track, and it helps me categorize these talks so I don't have to do it manually. We had to read through about 100 descriptions of various talks.
Yeah, that's a great example, right? So anytime that you have reviews or people generated unstructured content, right? So this is, it may be hard for you to see because of the font size, but these are reviews for different hotels. And we just took a bunch of reviews for different hotels, and we wanted to understand what's going on with these 4 hotels, right? So we extracted the key phrases from each of the reviews, extracted